Hello, my darlings. I'm Danger Gen Vix, and welcome back to
Really Random!
Warning. The content of this video may or may not be entirely fictitious. The creator accepts no responsibility for any of the opinions, mythologies, or expressions used within this video, or any discomfort, injuries, or loss of innocent childhood beliefs by viewers. If unicorns do turn out to be real, please accept the creator's sincerest apologies for any mistakes. Don't kill me, please. Now that we've got that out the way, we can go back to our regular, really random viewing. So the three words for this week were fame, unicorn, and toothpaste. And our random block topic generator spat out the options: the best ways to use your fame, the dark side of unicorns, and no toothpaste means it's the apocalypse. So you guys voted on Twitter, and our winner is the dark side of unicorns. Or basically what I've chosen to go with is why unicorns are evil. Now, as my pretty disclaimer mentioned, lots of this is from mythologies and varied histories, and let's be honest, most mythologies and whatnots claim that unicorns are beautiful creatures that are the embodiments of goodness and purity and blah 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 blah, pooping rainbows. How can they possibly be evil? They're beautiful and white with long flowing manes, and you gallop off into the sunset on them. That's unicorns. But that's not what we're going to be looking at today. Today we're going to look at the dark side of unicorns. Okay, interesting tidbit. A fossil, skeleton fossil was discovered of what might actually have inspired the whole unicorn thing originally. And this was in Siberia. But I'm sorry to dash, your beliefs in a beautiful horse-like horned creature. But the thing looked more like a woolly rhino, according to estimates. And it lived about 29,000 years ago. On the grand scale of things, not that long ago, but still a significant period of time ago. And it wasn't at all pretty. Like I said, woolly rhino. I mean, you don't want to ride on that thing. And it doesn't look particularly friendly either. It looks like something that would gore you as soon as look at you. So, now as I mentioned, in most mythologies, the unicorn is thought of as this extremely pure and beautiful creature. And believe it or not, the unicorn is actually mentioned in the Bible as an embodiment of this purity. But let's look at the facts, shall we? This embodiment of purity, this unicorn, loved to find, virgin maidens and lie its head in her lap. Okay? If that doesn't already come across as, a little fishy to you, if it came up to you beautiful, gorgeous girl, and put its head in your lap and, took a sniff or whatever it needed to do to discover whether you're a virgin or not, and you turned out not to be a virgin, well, I hope you'd had at least one good ride in your life, because it's going to stick you where the sun don't shine, and it's going to be the last stick of your life. I mean, come on. Am I the only one who gets a very serious sense of creep factor here? I don't want a unicorn to come and lay its head on my lap and take a whiff where its nose does not belong. Symbol of purity, my ass. Especially since these things are supposed to live thousands of years. In my personal opinion, it's the equivalent of a creepy old man who gets way too touchy-feely and has no concept of personal space. Now, the Chinese believe that the unicorn is supposed to be a symbol of very, very good luck. It's a very good omen. And they're very, intelligent and, the usual kind of thing. Except that they have scales and, they kind of, they have yellowish hair and they're kind of draconian and that sort of thing. That's the Chinese one. Now, they believe that one of the reasons that the world is going down the shit cake is because, unicorns haven't been seen for such a long time. Now, if unicorns are as intelligent as, this mythology claims that they are, I blame them. Okay? They're evil because they have completely hidden themselves from us and thereby robbed us of the good fortune. So as soon as they, stop being so completely bloody shellfish, pull their horns out of their asses and come back to where we can see them, we're gonna be shit out of luck. Japanese mythology paint a bit of a different picture of unicorns. First off, they look more like a shaggy bull, which I guess kind of gives credence to the whole Siberian thing. Regardless, their unicorn is like this, this major symbol of justice, but it was feared because it also was, kind of like a ferocious beast. And Japanese mythology is not the only one to describe unicorns as such, but we'll get back to that. So once again, you might say, okay, it's a symbol of justice. How can it be evil? Because these unicorns were kind of like Judge Dredd, but on drugs, and no handgun, but a very sharp horn. These guys didn't care if it was your grandmother's cookies you stole when you were 3 years old, or if you just shot some guy. Crime was crime, breaking the law was breaking the law, doing something wrong and being guilty of it was good enough for them. So if you did something nasty, of any kind, that little white lie that you told a few days ago, if this thing caught you doing something that was wrong, you pretty much had only one way to come out of it. The bugger was going to leave a giant hole in your heart, and not the kind of hole that Haagen-Dazs and an endless marathon of Bridget Jones' Diary movies can fill. Now, the Greeks and the Indians had a bit of a different view of unicorns. The Greek historians and whatnot, they, like Aristotle and Ctesias, I think it's pronounced, they believed that the unicorn was a very ferocious beast that lived in India. And they described them thusly. I'm going to read this for you because it is absolutely insane. It's described as being the size of a horse with a white body, a red head, blue eyes, and a magical horn on its forehead. Of course, then Aristotle went after Ctesias to, kind of verify. And he said that the unicorn was actually a ferocious beast with the body of a horse, the head of a deer, the feet of an elephant, the tail of a wild boar, and a single black horn on its forehead. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds like some sort of chimera monster right out of my worst nightmares. I don't want to ride that thing into the sunset. And besides, if they describe it as a ferocious beast, it must do something to be worth being called ferocious. I would only assume that it had a bit of a temper and, not something you should mess with. Ever. These mythologies aren't the only things to look at unicorns in a kind of different perspective. I mean, there are quite a few movies and series where the unicorn very happily skewers people they don't like, people who come close to them, anyone who's not a virgin. Let's put it this way. Unicorns might be the stuff that little girls' dreams are made of because they're so fluffy. But like anything, I'm pretty sure they have a dark side. What is that famous saying? The way to hell is paved with good intentions. And a creature as pure as a unicorn, they must have some pretty intense good intentions, if you get my meaning. So whether it's sniff out the virgin or justice with a capital J, unicorns have their dark sides. They can definitely be evil. But just in case, let's just say that things can go many ways, okay? So if you're out there and you're watching this and you're really intelligent, just pretend this never happened. And that pretty much does it for this really random video. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode in all its wackiness. Remember to leave me 3 words down below so that I can stick them into our topic generator and see what we come up with for next week. But thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to leave us a like down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!